A recent study has raised significant concerns about the Campi Flegrei supervolcano near Naples, Italy, which is showing signs of potential activity for the first time since its last eruption in 1538. Unlike typical volcanoes, this is a supervolcano, capable of releasing vast amounts of volcanic material. What exactly is happening, and what could be the consequences? Let's explore. Imagine the supervolcano as a sleeping giant beneath the stunning landscapes of Naples, Italy. This massive underground volcanic complex has a tumultuous history, and here's what makes the situation particularly compelling: over 1.5 million people live right above it. This subterranean wonder features 24 craters and calderas, including an enormous 11 kilometers wide caldera formed around 39,000 years ago, back when humans were just starting to build their civilizations. It's like living on the edge of an ancient geological story. What's astounding is that 500,000 people call this caldera home. It's like living in the very heart of a sleeping volcano. The supervolcano is essentially a reminder that nature's forces are both fascinating and potentially dangerous. These high population numbers raise significant concern. If the supervolcano were to wake up, the consequences for these communities could be disastrous. Evacuations, infrastructure damage, and long-term impacts on lives and livelihoods could follow. The reason this is a big deal is because there have been clear indications of increased volcanic activity over the last few decades. This includes the ground swelling up and a noticeable uptick in small earthquakes, even setting regional records. If the supervolcano were to erupt on a grand scale, it could be a major disaster. Think tsunamis, toxic gases, and volcanic ash spreading far and wide, which could lead to a volcanic winter. The Campi Flegrei supervolcano is becoming more unstable, with a weakening crust and an increased risk of eruption, which could have catastrophic consequences. Recent findings are painting a concerning picture of this dormant giant becoming increasingly unstable. Its crust, which acts like a lid on a pressure cooker, is weakening, and this is raising the alarm among experts. Imagine the crust as the Earth's protective shell, and it's showing signs of wear and tear. The reasons for this fragility are many, from the infiltration of volcanic gases to the relentless geological forces building up beneath the surface. As the crust weakens, the risk of an eruption grows substantially. If this supervolcano were to erupt on a grand scale, the consequences could be catastrophic. Picture a colossal volcanic explosion, gigantic tsunamis wreaking havoc along coastlines, and the belching of toxic sulfur and ash that could disrupt life on a global scale. Perhaps the most dreaded scenario is a volcanic winter, where the eruption would throw enormous amounts of ash and sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere, blocking out sunlight. This would lead to plummeting temperatures and have disastrous effects on crops, ecosystems, and the world's food supply, potentially causing widespread chaos. The prospect of a volcanic eruption hinges on the occurrence of a ground rupture above the magma chamber. In past explosions, this rupture provided a pathway for already shallow magma to move towards the surface with relative ease. The last such event occurred in 1536, where magma migrated westward from the Sill Pool for about 24 months and then erupted. While we haven't reached this critical stage yet, a scientific paper referenced in recent discussions suggests that we might be approaching a period when the volcano could rupture. As we contemplate the future of the supervolcano, three possibilities arise with a potential ground rupture. The first involves a rupture in the crust without magma intrusion. The second entails magma intrusion leading to an explosive volcanic eruption. The third envisions a rupture followed by fluid sealing before magma reaches the surface. The prevailing opinion leans towards the third possibility, making it the most likely outcome should a rupture occur. If a major eruption occurs, it could release volcanic gases and trigger tsunamis, spreading toxic sulfur and ash. This could potentially cause a volcanic winter and mass extinction. A major eruption of the supervolcano isn't just a local disaster, it has the potential to set off a chain of catastrophic events with global repercussions. While this scenario may sound like something from a doomsday movie, it's crucial to understand what could happen if the supervolcano awakens. If it were to erupt in a significant way, the immediate impact would be devastating for areas around Nepal. The explosion's power could cause massive destruction, and that would only be the beginning. One of the most immediate and destructive threats would be the creation of tsunamis. The intense energy released from the eruption could trigger enormous waves in the Mediterranean Sea, putting coastal communities at risk. The destruction wouldn't be limited to the shoreline, it could extend to areas further away. But that's not all. The volcanic eruption would also release a dangerous mix of toxic sulfur dioxide and ash into the atmosphere. These materials would spread through the air, darkening the skies and blocking out the sun. The fallout from this atmospheric disturbance could be felt worldwide. The sulfur dioxide could combine with water vapor to form sulfuric acid aerosols, leading to acid rain. This acid rain could wreak havoc on agriculture and aquatic life, impacting global food production. The most frightening and long-lasting effect would be the potential onset of a volcanic winter. With volcanic ash and sulfur dioxide filling the upper atmosphere, sunlight would be blocked out, leading to a drop in global temperatures. This sudden climate change could cause widespread crop failures, leading to food shortages and economic upheaval. Crops would wither, and the agricultural system would struggle to adapt to the abrupt shift in the environment. The volcanic winter scenario isn't just a theoretical concept. History offers a sobering example of its consequences. The eruption of Mount Tambora in 1815, the most powerful in recorded history, led to the year without a summer in 1816. Ash and sulfuric acid aerosols in the atmosphere caused temperatures to plummet across the northern hemisphere, resulting in crop failures, food shortages, and widespread suffering. A supervolcano eruption would have ramifications that go far beyond food shortages. The destruction of ecosystems and food chains would have cascading effects on wildlife and human populations. The economic impact would be profound, with unemployment, poverty, and social unrest potentially following. The human cost would be immeasurable. Mass migrations, social upheaval, and competition for resources could become the new norm for affected communities. It could even lead to a severe threat to the existence of certain species, potentially resulting in a mass extinction event. The consequences could reverberate through history, shaping civilization and the planet for generations. The supervolcano has been displaying heightened activity, capturing the attention of experts and scientists. Predicting the timing and nature of a volcanic eruption, however, remains a challenging task. The colossal force beneath Nepal operates on its own timetable, and it keeps its secrets well guarded. The uncertainty of its potential eruption is akin to awaiting a storm. Its arrival is anticipated, but the precise moment remains elusive. Signs of unrest, such as ground swelling, increased earthquakes, and heightened gas emissions, are like distant thunder, indicating that something significant is brewing without revealing exactly when it will occur. The supervolcano doesn't follow a predictable schedule. There's no fixed timetable for when it might erupt. It could range from a minor event to a major catastrophe. This unpredictability makes continuous monitoring essential. Scientists must constantly analyze data, searching for patterns and changes that could signal an increased risk. What are your thoughts on this? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of my channel. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest exciting videos.